The 2024 Formula One season was one of the most exciting, unpredictable and entertaining in the history of the sport. And 2025 could be even better.
Oh my God, what a season. 4 times.
Lando Norris wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. McLaren are world champions.
At last year's season finale in Abu Dhabi, Lewis Hamilton brought the curtain down on the most successful driver-team partnership in F1 history when he treated the crowd to a donut display in his Mercedes W15.
That's the end of an era.
Yeah, why not? A journey into the history books.
Since joining the Silver Arrows from McLaren back in 2013, Hamilton has racked up 6 drivers' titles, 8 constructors' crowns, 84 wins, and 153 podiums. But now, after 12 trophy-laden seasons, he's saying goodbye to the Brackley outfit ahead of one of the most anticipated driver moves in years. For 2025, Hamilton will swap the silver Mercedes for the famous red Ferrari as he forms a new all-star lineup with Charles Leclerc. It means this year will see the most successful Grand Prix driver ever racing for F1's most decorated team. It's a mouth-watering prospect. Will Hamilton taste victory in his first season with the Scuderia? Or can the fanatical Tifosi even dream of a title tilt from the driver who's chasing a record 8th championship crown? It will be fascinating to find out. But Hamilton isn't the only driver who will be racing in new colours this year. In 2024, every single team went into the new season with the same driver lineup as the year before. But this time around, there's been plenty of movement in the driver market over the winter. Carlos Sainz has left Ferrari after 4 years to make way for Hamilton and is joining Alex Albon at Williams, with rookie Franco Colapinto stepping down after his 9-race stint with the British outfit. 2 teams will have entirely new lineups, with Haas bringing in Esteban Ocon from Alpine to partner former Ferrari super sub Ollie Bearman, while Sauber have signed Nico Hülkenberg to partner F2 champion Gabriel Bortoleto. And along with Bearman and Bortoleto, 3 more rookies are set to make a full-time step up to Formula One this year. Over at Mercedes, boss Toto Wolff has opted to replace Lewis Hamilton with 18-year-old Silver Arrows junior driver Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who arrives in F1 after an astonishingly fast rise through the motorsport ranks, and with a lot of hype to live up to. Alpine have also decided to promote from within to fill their second seat, with academy racer and reserve driver Jack Doohan stepping up to a full-time race seat alongside Pierre Gasly. And Red Bull have decided to shake things up too, with Liam Lawson having impressed in his 6-race stint for VCARB in 2024. He moves up to the senior Red Bull team for this year to replace Sergio Perez. And in Lawson's place, last year's F2 Championship runner-up Isaac Hadjar joins the F1 grid to race alongside Yuki Tsunoda at what will be known as the Racing Bulls team this season. One of the reasons the 2024 season was so thrilling was because of that magic word, unpredictability. World champion Max Verstappen was dominant in the first half of the year, but after that point, a clutch of teams caught up with Red Bull, and it became impossible to predict who'd be on top from one week to the next. And the good news is, the 2025 cars are likely to be evolutions of last season's machines before F1's all-new regs come in for 2026. That means the convergence of performance we saw last year should continue, which could mean even closer racing. So what does that mean for the Drivers' Championship? Verstappen wrapped up his 4th title in a row in 2024 and is now aiming to join the great Michael Schumacher as just the 2nd driver in F1 history to go one better and win 5 on the bounce. But it might be a tougher ask than he's faced in the last few years. If only the results from after the 2024 summer break counted, then Lando Norris would have been world champion, not Verstappen. So, Red Bull might need to find some more pace in their car if the Dutchman is to match Schumacher and make it 5 on the spin in 2025. And a host of other drivers will be going all out to claim that crown for themselves. After crossing the line to seal victory in Abu Dhabi, and with it the Constructors' Championship for McLaren, Lando Norris promised his team that 2025 was going to be his year too, after his challenge to Verstappen fell short last season. But Norris's teammate Oscar Piastri showed in 2024 he's not afraid of anyone on the grid, with some punchy and aggressive races, and he'll fancy his chances too if McLaren can keep pace at the sharp end of the field. Charles Leclerc could be another contender, while Lewis Hamilton would love nothing more than to clinch a record 8th title in his first season with Ferrari, which would also make him the first driver since Juan Manuel Fangio to win the championship with 3 different teams. And don't forget George Russell at Mercedes, who will be desperate to prove he can lead the Silver Arrows to championship glory now Hamilton has moved on. For the first time in perhaps a decade, the title fight looks to be wide open as we head into the new season. Behind the scenes, there will be important moves in 2025 too. After nearly 20 years with Red Bull, the most successful F1 designer of all time is on the move, with Adrian Newey set to take his famous drawing board with him to Aston Martin in March. It will be too late to have any big effect on this year's car, but the former Williams and McLaren man will no doubt be hard at work trying to catapult Aston up the order come the rules reset in 2026. And just like last year, there will be 24 action-packed Grand Prix across the season to enjoy in 2025. For the first time since 2019, the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne will host the season opener to kick things off in mid-March, ahead of visits to China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and Miami, before the European leg begins at Imola in May. The F1 Circus will visit all the fan favourites like Silverstone, Montreal, Spa, Zandvoort, Monza and Austin, and will have spectacular night races at Singapore, Qatar and Las Vegas. Once again, there will also be 6 sprint events at the Chinese, Miami, Belgian, US, Sao Paulo and Qatar Grand Prix, before it all wraps up with the Abu Dhabi season finale in December. But before the racing begins, there's an all-new season launch event at the O2 in London to kick off the 2025 campaign. For the first time ever, all 10 teams and every driver will come together for a special event to reveal their 2025 liveries and mark the start of Formula One's 75th anniversary year. The interactive event, which will also feature interviews with the key drivers and team principals, plus top entertainment, is being held on February 18th. The 75th year of Formula One will kick off with testing in Bahrain on the 26th of February, where we hope to catch a glimpse of what could be an exhilarating season ahead.